I've always wondered what it takes to be a creator on a space like YouTube. How do you make money? How do you promote yourself? How do you become a big creator? Well, I have a friend of mine named Tyler who I want to talk to and figure these things out. Hello, everyone. So you're a creator.
Yes.
What do you go by?
Well, it's a pretty weird name. I go by Gordon. It's a funky respelling of my old cat's name, Gordon. I use it on pretty much everything because I don't like using my real name. If I don't have to, I'm not gonna. Nicknames are more fun.
No, I mean, I get that. I mean, nobody wants to have a boring name.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what platforms do you mostly put your stuff on?
Well, right now I'm mostly doing YouTube. Like, I just make videos once a month because I don't have a lot of time to make stuff, but I also have Spotify where I post music. I've got like 7.7 thousand subscribers on YouTube right now and like 40 monthly listeners, which is not bad, I guess.
Yeah, it's not bad for Spotify. It's definitely a lot harder to make it on there.
Yeah.
So I've got a couple hard-hitting questions.
Sure. Fire away.
What do you think makes a creator? If you see yourself as one, how do you describe that to other people who don't understand?
Well, I would say a creator is someone who wants to share their creative passion with the world, whether that passion be something like cooking, illustration, photography, video making. I mean, it doesn't have to be any of those things. It just has to be something that, you know, you're passionate about making.
So what do you think you're passionate about?
Definitely videos, music. I like drawing stuff sometimes. I'm getting into game development, coding and stuff. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, all around. Yeah. In today's market, it seems that, at least for YouTube, what I see is very oversaturated. There's just a billion copycat creators that do the same effects and the same type of videos, but it's just not entertaining. And so when I look at you and I see what you do, what do you think makes you stand out to all these other YouTube creators?
Well, for one, I think it's probably my attention to detail. Like whenever I'm making a video, I'll put effort into every little thing. So when the whole thing comes together, it's visually appealing and it fits together well because, you know, I script some of the videos, so it's planned out before I start recording it. It's just, it depends on your process and also your effort. So if you don't put in a lot of effort and you don't have a process, you can probably find a way to make it, but most of the time that kind of content is the stuff that everybody frowns upon. You know, it's like, oh man, that's scummy. But yeah, if you just have a good process, good setup, you pay attention to detail, you make good stuff.
Yeah. So you talk about attention to detail and your scripting / planning process. What goes into all that, and what do you use to help yourself get ahead?
Well, first of all, when I get an idea for a video, I'll go on Google Docs or, you know, a notepad somewhere, and I'll write down those ideas and store them somewhere. And whichever one I'm feeling like making that day, I just start working on it, and I create a new Google Doc, and I'll just start the script for it. And then I just kind of figure out what I want to talk about in the video, like talking points, questions, and generally what I want to go over. And I'll start typing. I'll just go from there. And it kind of builds as I'm going. So sometimes I'll start the script and then just make part of the video and then continue the rest of the script later.
So for your production process, what softwares do you use for your audio and video editing?
So for video and audio, I have one software and another one. One can do video and audio, but I use a separate audio software. I use two different ones actually. One that I can level sounds out, get rid of stuff that you don't want, and then another one that I just use to record the audio. So a lot of the time with my camera, it'll get really bad sound quality, so I use a good microphone like this one to capture the audio better so that the quality is higher. And I use Audacity for the audio recording. I use FL Studio to create an environment where I can equalize out those sounds that I don't want, and then I use Wondershare Filmora for video editing. It's pretty good. It's not that expensive either.
I would want you to go into that because me personally, I use Premiere, but I want to look into other alternatives that are cheaper for maybe college students, especially me. I mean, I am too, so
Yeah.
I would want to know, how does that fit your needs?
I mean, it does more than what I thought it was capable of. When I first started, all I was doing was recording clips and putting them together. And I mean, sometimes I'll make my own graphics that I use in the videos. So I use paint.net, free software,
Yeah.
to make those graphics, and then I'll use those to cover up holes in the videos that I make, so it doesn't look barren,
Yeah.
and I'm not using the same clips over and over again. But as far as, the software goes by itself, it's pretty good. It has like stock media and stuff, and it has transitions and effects. They're all pretty good if you want to make just a quick video.
I'm really interested in paint.net. I think it's really cool how you can use a free software that's, for me, it feels very bare bones, but you can make something that's actually good with it.
Well, actually, I'm not using the base version of paint.net, so I have one plugin that adds a few features that just increase the quality of the program. So it's like, I could use Photoshop, or GIMP is another good example. GIMP is a free software, but I don't know, I've gotten used to paint.net, and the stuff that I make in it is pretty good, I think, so I'm gonna stick with it for
Yeah,
a
for
while
sure,
at
yeah.
least.
Definitely going to need a tutorial.
Yeah, so this is the software that I use. It's Wondershare Filmora. This is one of my projects that I uploaded to my main channel. There's quite a bit of stuff in here. So all these different color things, these are clips or effects. These right here, these are transitions. You can find transitions in here. Everything you will need, like stock media, transitions, effects, is up here. So you've got transitions. You can do like a cool glitchy transition like that. You can do a dissolve where it just fades to the next frame. You have cool effects where you can do like a silent film, makes it kind of black and white. Simulated environment that the machines could connect to and safely practice combat without the threat. Yeah. Yeah, it adds like a cool effect over it. But yeah, that's this software. This is the other one I use. We're recording the audio in it right now.
Yeah.
It's very simplistic. You just click the red button to record, and boom, there you go. This is FL Studio. Yeah, this is what I use to edit audio and stuff. I've got a music project open right now. I'm not even gonna try to explain all of this. You just have the playlist where you can put different patterns of stuff in here, and then you've got all of this. But usually I just use equalizers over here to kind of adjust where I want the sound to be. So if I have a certain frequency, I can just select this, go to type, do band stop, make it a little thinner, and it'll isolate that frequency out of, or it'll cut that frequency out of it. So that's what I use to cut out the heater sound in all my videos.
So you seem like you have a little bit of experience in this field. How long have you been doing this for?
Well, as far as making videos goes, like actually editing, I've been messing around with it at least since I was like 12 or 13 years old. So quite a while, but I didn't really get serious about it until just a few months ago. Like I wasn't actually into the scene of YouTube and, doing it to make money and stuff until about 6 months ago. So not very long.
How long do you think it will take from where you're at now to be able to make a living off of it?
Yeah, that's a tough one. I would say if I give it enough effort, maybe like 1 or 2 years to make a livable income, not like, Markiplier or those huge YouTubers who make like millions of dollars every year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say maybe like 1 to 2 years if I give it constant push. But on a less consistent scale, like if I don't do it as consistently, I would say maybe 3 or 4
Yeah.
or 5 maybe. I don't imagine it's an easy process. I think it'll take a while no matter how long or how much effort you put in.
So how do you see yourself investing into your future for this career that you want to pursue?
Well, I think I speak for most people when I say this. There is a problem of bottlenecking whenever you're creating. So you'll have this idea where you want to be able to execute it, but you don't have the equipment necessary to make the shot that you're trying to make. So say you're trying to put yourself on some kind of background and you want all these cool effects and you want high quality video. You're going to need a green screen of some kind. I mean, you can probably find some sheet laying around in your house to make a green screen. You're going to need a good camera so you can have that high quality, and you need a good software like I have, or Adobe Premiere, After Effects to get all those really high quality effects. So I would say, as far as investing in yourself, you just gotta buy better equipment so you can execute on those ideas, and your quality will go up as a result.
So you're putting so much time, effort, and money into this. It's a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, man hours. How do you deal with these serious issues that people don't like talking about? I mean, especially creators, with burnout. Like, you just don't want to do it anymore, even though it's your passion. You wake up every day wanting to do this one thing.
I would say, at least for me, the burnout problem is not because I do it too much. It's because I can't do it enough.
Yeah.
So whenever I start working on something, I remember it's like, oh yeah, I have a job. I have to work. So it gets in my head, and I'm like, man, what if this doesn't work out? This isn't going to work out. Or like, those intrusive thoughts that make anybody not want to do anything. It's just, I don't know. I deal with it by just pushing forward.
I mean, yeah, how do you deal with that? I mean, you do work a full-time job. I don't think we mentioned that. This is not your full-time. You do this in your time outside of your 40 hours.
Yeah.
How do you cope?
Well, I mean, at work is usually when my mind is the most active because it's boring at work. But I'll come up with ideas while I'm at work. I'll come home and try my best to execute on those ideas, get as much done as I can in that free time, and basically just staying positive, knowing that if I put in enough effort, someday it'll probably work out. I'll be able to do this this being video making full-time and music production, all that stuff, instead of going to work for some company that I don't really care about.
Yeah. I mean, that's the end goal for most creators that want to make it. So it's good to have that idealistic goal.
Yeah, definitely.
So to end this interview, is there anything you want to shout out? I know you got a couple different platforms you want to talk about.
Well, I mean, we said it earlier. My YouTube channel is Gordon. My Spotify is Gordon the Cat. I make really good music. You should go listen to it. Or watch my videos. I put a lot of effort into them. Would help out a lot. But other than that, I would say generally, I'm not a huge creator at all. I'm a small creator, semi-professional. If you have something you want to do, just do it. Try to find a way to get around the problems, all the blockades. Find something that you can do and make it happen so that you can do things that you want to do later. Like what I was talking about earlier, if you don't have a green screen, you can just find some replacement for it. Get around those humps so you can proceed to making it. Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you for the opportunity to interview you and get into the mind of someone who has already done this, has experience, especially for entry-level students and whatnot that want to try to pursue this later on. I appreciate it a lot. Great to see you. Awkward handshake. Goodbye. Yes.